You're watching Tackle Talk Live, now into our 6th season as your #1 resource for bass tournament information, with a primary focus on both Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn. Your hosts, Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff and Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, Kevin Jean. Two guys with years of successful tournament experience on all levels. Guys who understand the importance of good information. Anglers willing to share their knowledge to help you become a better angler. So pay close attention as these guys give you more insight on how, when, and where to catch winning stringers. Here are your hosts of Tackle Talk Live, Steve Graff and Kevin Jean.
Hey, it's that time. Another edition of Tackle Talk Live. Welcome. We're glad you're here. Tune us in. Transfer. Tell everybody we're here. We're on the air right now. And looking forward to today's show. We got a really good show lined up for you. And I'm Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff, along with Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing down there in South Louisiana, Kevin Jean. Kevin, we got a pretty good show lined up for today.
We do, Steve, and I don't know why we've put this off as long as we have, but it's a perfect time to do this with for Fishers and Men, Texas East Division. Mr. Dick Polk is coming on. Steve, they've had a lot of changes to their tournament series this year. A lot of rule changes, a lot of forward-facing sonar changes, a lot of things going on in the Fishers and Men world. And we're going to dive into those rule changes with Mr. Dick, let him explain them a little bit more, let him explain the thought process behind those rule changes a little bit more. Yeah. And they have the Fishers of Men National Championship is coming to Toledo Bend this spring in March. We'll talk about that, discuss that. So I'm excited, Steve. Been a long time coming in, having Mr. Dick on the show, and excited to kind of jump into all this with him.
Yeah, well, if I remember right, Kevin, I think it was 3 years ago, maybe 4. They guaranteed 10 grand for first place. And of course, now we're going to hear today what their new guarantee is, but it dropped down a little bit last year, but not much. But still,
but there's a lot of different guarantees this coming year, so we're gonna break it all down and talk to him about it, kind of get the thought process behind everything. So yeah, excited to break all that down with him. We are working on, or let me rephrase that, Steve. You are working on. We have rumor is that there has been a decision made on the BFL this weekend, whether they are having it or not out of Toledo Bend. We are trying to get told what the result of that decision is. We got told there's a decision made, but we didn't get told what the decision was. Yeah, correct?
Yeah. They didn't give us permission to make an announcement. So.
Correct. And we don't know what it is. We just know a decision has been made. No. So we don't know what that decision is, nor does anybody else right now. So, but that's going to be interesting this weekend, Steve. High of 31 with freezing rain this weekend on Toledo Bend. So if they do fish, man.
And then even if you factor in, you always know when you go to Toledo, there's always wind. It's just how big a wind is it? You factor in wind, 31 degrees, freezing ice, rain. Snow. Dude, not a recipe for a fun time on Toledo Bend, I can tell you that. But we'll see what they decide. And who knows, Kevin, you and I both know by Thursday, this whole weather forecast may totally change. And I think that's why they're cautious on making announcements too early.
Understood.
Yeah,
you don't want to do it too early.
No.
Despino Tire had an announcement this week as well, Steve.
Yeah, they got a big announcement, and we're gonna talk about that. We also got want to congratulate. We got our Louisiana boy, personal friend Justin Cooper had a great tournament on Gunnersville, and came in 6th. We'll talk about that. Drew Gill dominated this event with forward-facing sonar. We'll talk about that. Bass College Series. I had a couple of guys stop by here and drop a little V&M package off to me that are fishing Toho. I've got their names and I got their phone numbers. So maybe next week we may do something with some college kids and see how well they do. Their LSUS representation for the LSUS fishing team in Shreveport. And so we may do something with them down the road. So we'll see how that goes. And let's say they have the BFL. Okay, let's say it goes on. Be thinking what you think it will take to win the tournament, and I'll give you my opinion as well. But we got Fishers of Men results from Northeast Texas last weekend on Lake of the Pines. We've got that. We got water levels, upcoming tournaments, tip of the week. We got all kind of stuff. So we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we've got our special guest, Fishers of Men Texas East Tournament Director, Mr. Dick Polk, coming on with us. We'll be right back with more Tackle Talk Live.
A good marine dealer is hard to find, but a great dealer is even harder. But in Iowa, Louisiana, there's a marine dealer that falls into the great category. Power Implements Marine, South Louisiana's go-to dealer for all things related to the boating industry. A Minn Kota, Garmin, and Mercury dealer, guaranteeing you first-rate service in both sales and repair. A great selection of new and used boats to choose from, including Skeeter, G3, Ranger, Camus, and Go Devil. A knowledgeable staff that will treat you like family and are always willing to go the extra mile to ensure you walk out a happy customer. To see everything they have to offer, go to powerimplements.com or stop by 606 East Miller Street in Iowa, Louisiana. Plus, mention Tackle Talk Live and save $500 off a new or pre-owned boat or $50 off your first service ticket. Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Nothing is worse than being sick on your family or fishing getaway. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in the hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your health care needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6 just south of Toledo Town, or call 318-508-5323. Very few stores are a complete one-stop shop, but Cypress Knee Outdoors is such a place. A store within a store. Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's four-way. Whether you need gas, food, drinks, or bait and tackle, they have it. Cypress Knee Outdoors carries top-name fishing brands like Strike King, Sandtone, Spro, and V&M. Crappie jigs from Bobby Garland. Need hunting gear? They have it. Ammunition from rifle to shotgun shells. Deer scents from Buck Wild and Doe and Heat. Deer stands from Titan and feeders from T-Hanger. Cypress Knee has it all. Located off I-49, exit 127, just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana. So stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors and let John Abram and his staff show you everything they have to offer. Or give them a call at 318-238-HUNT. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live. Thank you for tuning us in today. This segment presented by Lost Frontier Park on Toledo Bend, the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors located just south of Natchitoches, Shimano and Power Implements Marine located in Iowa, Louisiana. If you mention you walk in the door and you got some service work or you want to buy a new boat and you say, hey, I watch Tackle Talk Live, you're going to get $500 off the purchase of a new boat or $50 off your first service ticket. So make sure you tell those guys you watch Tackle Talk Live. On the Tackle Talk hotline, we've got the man who is probably, and I'm gonna toot his own horn. I'm going to tell you right now, there is nobody. When Mr. Dick Polk came back to Fishers of Men, there was a bunch of happy campers out there, a bunch of happy anglers to see this man get back in it because, Mr. Polk, I'm telling you right now, you did a tremendous job before, and it kind of went down when you left. And then, boy, when you came back, they came out of the woodwork once again to support. I've always said, anglers not just follow a circuit, they follow good tournament directors. And I think you're in that category, and we appreciate you coming on with us today.
Oh, you're way, way too kind, Steve. It's I'll tell you what, our entire trail is made up some of the greatest guys, including you guys. You know, y'all fished with us in the past. So I mean, it is absolutely a ministry of love, and I every single day, you know, it's a year-round thing for us, and we love it. We just absolutely love it.
All right, Mr. Dick, the one thing we want to kind of go over right now is rule changes, or is there any major rule changes for this coming season? Anything you want to make an announcement on right now before we get to the payouts and all that kind of stuff? Any major rule changes?
No, sir. Of course, we put in a guide rule last year that allowed us to continue to be inclusive, but at the same time, kind of gave some of the non-professional anglers a little sense of fairness. Okay, so we we installed a guide rule, and I'm gonna tell you, even the guides, all the guides have even contacted me and said they felt like that was fair. So
Right.
I think so. All in all, that's as far as any other rule change, not so much. You know, if we have any rules that are going to be added, it's going to be due to the payouts. So
Right.
and you're going to right.
Okay. Schedule. Of course, you know, and you're right. I Fishers of Men for several years and absolutely loved it. Actually looking to come back. You may see me again next year. And but
Hey, baby.
the schedule. Let's talk about the schedule real quick. Toledo Bend, Sam Rayburn. I mean, of course, can you go into two better bodies of water in the country? I mean, back and forth.
Well, we're so very, very blessed because we fish on two of the number one fisheries in the entire country. It's a destination fishery for anglers all over the United States, and you know, of course, even internationally, we've got guys coming from Japan and everywhere else just to come over here and bass fish. So
Yeah,
we're so very fortunate to have that.
All right, I'm back. What are we covering here, Steve? I have no idea what just happened.
We got Kevin back now. Kevin, we went over some rule changes and then we went over the schedule. Now we're ready to start talking about probably the new divisions and the payouts.
Yeah. So, and Mr. Dick, y'all released a video on your Facebook page, talking about all these payouts and this full breakdown. So you are guaranteeing $7,500 first place, $3,500 second place, $1,500 third place. You're guaranteeing that for the overall winner, correct?
Well, actually, the first place is 7,000. It's not 75. It's
I'm sorry.
7,000.
Yes, 7,000.
First, 35 for second, 1,500 for third. We're guaranteeing that, no matter if there's one boat or 300 boats.
Yeah.
Now, here's the new part this year that I really want to dive into. So that is everybody. That is if you're fishing live scope or no live scope. But then you have guys have a no forward facing sonar guaranteed payout. So if a team chooses not to fish no forward facing sonar, they have a bonus payout. First place of $3,000, second place of $1,500, and a third place of $500. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so
that's correct.
So with the $7,000 guaranteed, those three that's for everybody. Anybody scope or
That's
no
correct.
scope. Then you have the guaranteed non-scope. So is that for no matter so $3,000? So they can win 7,000 and 3,000 if they win the entire tournament. Correct?
Yes.
That's correct. That's the beauty of it, is that it allows them to, if they, as well as I do, Kevin, there's some pretty good sticks in this group.
Oh,
and
yeah.
a lot of them don't fish scope.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they've got a chance for a very large payout.
That non-scope division could be some hammers in that sucker, because all the motor guys don't want to use it.
That's correct. And last year we had 2 or 3. I think we had 3 out of the 5 tournaments were won by non-scopers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Mr. Dick, what's your overall, the overall, and I don't know if y'all did a survey, I know some circuits, they texted all their anglers or sent them all an email. What would you rather have? And they made their decision based off their response. Did Fishers of Men kind of do something similar? Did y'all send something out and say, hey, what do you want to do?
What we did is of course, I've been in this for quite a while now. And so everybody has my phone number. And, one thing we can count on is fishermen they're not hesitant to share their opinion on things. So I get a lot of phone calls. And so I had a bunch of some of the, the more seasoned anglers that said, I really wish you wouldn't allow forward-facing sonar. I think it's, and normally during that conversation, I'll explain to them, I said, you guys got to remember now, we've got guys that are winning big checks that are not using it. And they said, well, we don't know that for sure. And I said, well, you're right. Because we don't question that except just to ask them. But, and so we got a lot of opinions on that. But the bigger thing that we did is I've actually got my advisory team together, and we sat down, and I'll tell you that, and I'll be honest with you, I was just walking along and praying to the Lord. I said, I know this controversy is out there. How do we address this? How can we fix this to where we can include everybody? And that's when we came up with the idea. And I reached out to Teddy and several of the other advisors. I'm so blessed this year I got two. And so anyway, we talked about it, and we said, that sounds like awesome. And originally we were only going to do a $3,000 bonus for non-facing sonar, but then we prayed about it, and I went out and raised some more money. And so we were able to provide second and third place in that also. And so what that does, that allows us to be inclusive instead of exclusive, because if we do like the rest of the tournament trails out there and eliminate forward-facing sonar, then what about all these young kids that are being introduced into this industry, into this recreational sport and everything else? That just eliminates those guys. Those guys are, they're very skilled at what they do. You guys know using scope doesn't guarantee you're going to get fish in the boat.
Yeah.
You got to be skilled at that.
Yep,
and
that's true.
By eliminating non-forward facing sonar, you're basically, these kids are going to go find some other place to fish. They just are. And so what we did is we said, well, we got to figure out how to do this and include everybody. And so that's what we came up with.
Well, and Dick, too, another thing, when you start excluding people, it's kind of like these late night talk shows. They can get real liberal on you. Well, you just eliminated probably half your audience in the country, and that hurts your numbers. That hurts your advertisement dollar. That hurts everything. So you're better off on these late night talk. Don't even talk politics. Keep that out of your show, and then you get your audience back. So it's probably very similar. You don't want to alienate anybody from your tournament trail.
I think you found a way to allow both sets of fishermen to fish this trail. If you'd have done this, $1,000 would have been first place guaranteed non-forward face sonar. Everybody wouldn't have thought anything of it. But when you're guaranteeing $3,000 first place for non-forward face sonar, that's different.
Yeah.
And I think that's enough you're going to get both crowds. Now, let me just, I'm pretty sure I understand, but let me clarify. So you are paying the highest placing non-forward facing sonar $3,000, correct? I mean, so if they don't have to win it to get that $3,000, they can finish fourth or fifth in the tournament. Yeah. But if they're the highest finishing non-forward face sonar, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. That's correct. First, second, and third.
Yes.
So, we'll be tracking all of that. There is some specific rules that go along with it, and that means you've got to actually physically disconnect your transducer. So, but we want to allow the guys to continue to use their head, because the head is, they're using it for GPS, and some of them are what I think they call them 360. Yeah, Kevin, y'all know I'm not a fisherman.
Oh yes,
so
I understand.
I'm just a guy. So. But anyway, my anglers tell me that the head is still very functional without forward-facing sonar connected. So that's what we want to allow that. The good thing about this is, and you may appreciate this, is that you may start out the day and say, you know what, I'm not going to use forward-facing sonar. And you get about 9 o'clock, and you ain't got a fish in the boat. You said, the heck with this, I'm going to try to get a check. Plug that sucker back in and go to fishing. Okay. Yeah. The only thing you do is you eliminate yourself from getting the bonus money that's tied to forward facing sonar.
Right.
So a guy it doesn't eliminate. If you start the day, it doesn't mean you have to finish the day that way. It just means that if you decide to plug your transducer back in, you're just not going to be eligible for the bonus money.
Yeah.
Now, so when do you know, well, I'm assuming when they come in, they have to tell you I was forward face sonar or non?
That's correct. For the first season, we're going to we've got one of our lady at the bump sink will be asking that question of each angler.
Gotcha.
And so when they come up, they'll say, did you use it or not? And once again, we're going to be using truth verification. We'll be doing polygraphs. And so we want to keep, and quite frankly, the polygraphs are not for the anglers themselves as much as it is for the rest of the fishing
totally agree.
Community out there to know that, hey, we're legit. We're not.
Yeah.
Just because we're a Christian organization doesn't mean we're assuming things. What we're doing is we're we're testing it because we don't want tongues wagging out there saying that we're not doing something that's legit. So
look, Mr. Polk, I'll be the first to tell you, there's some, I won't even fish them anymore. If they're not polygraph, there's not even I won't even probably get in them
when
anymore.
there's that kind of money, money,
Exactly,
I can guarantee.
Exactly. Now here's my other question, because here's what's going on with other circuits. All right, forward facing sonar. Okay, we're eliminating it. And they're eliminating 360s. They don't want you. You can't use either one of them. And I'm like, dang, boy, now you're really hitting on people pretty hard. Is that the same with Fishers of Men? 360 still allowed or not allowed?
Yeah, 360 still allowed.
Okay.
It's just the forward-facing sonar. Right.
Yeah.
Live scope.
Fishers of Men.
Scopes.
Yeah, so Fisherman is not classifying 360 as forward-facing sonar, so it is eligible.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, good deal.
That's correct. And once again, please, y'all need to be aware of this. This is Texas East, okay, and we've got other divisions around the country, and the national leadership is saying y'all are going to have to make that call in the group. But as far as the national is concerned, they're allowing forward-facing sonar no matter what. Okay.
Oh, really? So when the national finals come to Toledo Bend in next year or whenever it is,
it comes in March.
It's in March.
It'll be allowed.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. A lot of guys may not know that. That's good to know.
Yep. Oh, yeah. It's the national's position is that forward-facing sonar is fully allowed.
Yeah. Okay.
So and until they haven't made a change on that at all. I know it's in discussion a lot.
They're going to watch
everybody
yours this year.
But once again, yeah. And truthfully, the bottom line is that we can't forget that we're a ministry first,
correct,
and a fishing group second. So we want to be as inclusive as we possibly can.
Right.
One of the other big changes I didn't mention in the very beginning was that we do have another big change. We consider it to be a huge change. Is that we're now allowing high school fishing teams, including boat captains, to participate in our classic series, which is our regular series.
Yeah.
So they can have 3 in a boat.
Glad you brought that up because I don't know about this one now.
So to clarify, a high school team, two individuals, two high school students, and their coach, all in the same boat. But the way you guys are preferencing this is only 2 people can be fishing. Now, that means the coach can end up fishing at some point throughout the day, but there can only be 2 lines in the water. So one of the other kids is not fishing at that time.
That's correct. And I'll be honest with you, this is not our legacy format is already set up that way. But normally that's a separate series. But what we've done is we've allowed these high school kids, because so many of these kids, you can't win money, you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, in ours, they're going to be able to allow them to participate and be able to draw a check, which only in turn hopefully helps them with their high school fishing through their regular series.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the idea behind it. But the rules is that if you're a high school team, only 2 lines in the water, period. That's it. Plain and simple.
I'm okay with it this first year, as long as they had a separate division. I just really think you're opening up a big can of worms here, but maybe I'm paranoid, over analyzing it. But when I first saw that, I thought, I don't know about that. I just think it opens up. Well, you got 3 people in the boat at one time. I don't know. This kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And hey, I'm all for high school fishing, but again, my opinion.
I understand the reason behind it. I'm not going to say I'm for it or against it, but it does. Our old school fishermen, they're going to step back from that rule just a little bit, and you're going to have to do some explaining on that. I get it. I understand it. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and she high school fish. I would love to be able to take her and her partner and come fish tournaments and get to fish with them a little bit. Also, I would love to be able to do that. So I understand where we're coming from on this one. But I think you are going to get a little bit of pushback on that one. But I know you are going to be prepared. You've looked at this from all angles, and you'll be able to answer any questions you get on this.
Well, we hope so. A lot of times we get a lot of curveballs, but
Right.
once again, we have to stay focused on our mission. Our mission is to try to get as many folks into our program and all that stuff. And we have an ultimate goal. We want to expose them to the gospel and that Christian fellowship and all those things. And so we're trying to be creative and making that happen. So.
The mission is understood. I mean, and I commend Fishers of Men for this kind of outreach, because that's basically what it is. It's an outreach program. I mean, that's what you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Make it more inclusive. I totally get it. And
anyway, I hope it goes well. I like the thought process. It allows the high school to have other avenues other than their 3 or 4 high school events they have the year. I like the thought process. I like where you're going with it, and I think it will be okay as long as it's handled correctly. And again, I have all the confidence that you will do that. But saying all that about what you're saying, Mr. Dick, is understand what it's about. And I want to give you the opportunity here to make sure everybody understands. You guys are a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We sure are. As a matter of fact, if you did all the calculations between our meals, our door prizes, and our payouts, we pay out about 170% of what we actually take in. So, and the reason why we're able to do that is we've got some just unbelievable donors that have stepped up and said, "Hey, we believe in your mission, and consequently, we're going to support you and give you the money to allow you to do these things that we need to do to try to draw on." It's very competitive out there in tournament fishing. When you talk to the anglers, which I did, I went out and talked to a lot of the anglers that weren't fishing with us. I said, "Why are you not fishing with us?" Well, there was 2 things. One, they didn't like the meeting, and 2 is that the payouts weren't very good. And if they said, "I only got so many days a month on the water, and I want to go where I can get the potential for the best check," right? So what I did was I said, "Well, I can't maybe pay out the highest out there, but I can sure get close to it. I can get in the ballpark to where when you add everything else in, then maybe they'd be tempted to want to come and be a part of our group." And so that it looks like it's paid off. We're anticipating anywhere from 100 to 150 to maybe potentially 200 teams this season, per event. So, and we're planning for it. We've got all the provisions for it. We've got the funding for it. So, and the only thing that we're seeing, and I see it just like everybody else, is that it seems like the tournament trails are really struggling. And we've been very, very blessed. Instead of going down, ours has been going up. Mm-hmm. So we're hoping we'll see that trend continue on. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we're so family friendly. Mm-hmm. These anglers can, mama gets to come and be a part. She gets to come and attend the banquets and get door prizes and stuff specifically for them and for the kids and things like that. So it's we're trying to do all the things right, to bring those people in and expose them to the gospel of Jesus Christ. That's all the bottom line. That's what we're trying to do.
Yep.
And there's no doubt you're going to grow this year. You and Outlaw Outdoors are the big 2 circuits now. Circuits, as far as circuits go, for Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn. And I'm a fan. I've always been a fan, Mr. Dick. I've got the utmost respect for you, and I think you do a great job. There's no doubt that this year will be a success. I like the rule changes. I like the guaranteed guaranteed non-4 face sonar stuff. I think you are you're inviting both crowds now, but you're not pushing another one away. You're going to get both crowds now. You're going to get Cole Moore, who is one of the best in the country with his forward facing sonar, but you're also going to get everybody else not scared to come fish against Cole, because hey, if Cole still beats me, I'm still fishing for $3,000, and that's a good sum of money.
Right. And here's the other deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the other deal. You already kind of alluded to it, Dick, when you talked about, there's other circuits that are really struggling. Well, ABA is gone. There's no more solo 150s. There's no more pro league for Texas or Louisiana. They're gone. Bass Champs is not coming back to this area this year. That's 2 pretty big deals that you're going to pick up some anglers probably. It won't shock me if you got 150 plus for your first tournament.
Oh, I hope so. I really do. We've got a great program. We've got some unbelievable speakers coming in. Food's going to be great. Door prizes are fantastic. So it's all in all. We think we're set up to do Lord's doing a great big work. We're impacting the communities. Our little motto that we say all the time is we're so much more than just a check at a boat ramp. And,
right.
and the communities can attest to that. We built a daycare in the Broadus area. We've done all kinds of stuff for the local kids in the high schools. We're actively, our new big push and mission project is Cast for Kids. We've got an unbelievable relationship with Jay and Jay Ellis over there. And so that's been a big deal. Then we've got we do the local, we do the national with Cast for Kids. And then our international project is a project called Jericho Road Bible. And so what we do is we actually provide electronic Bibles that are solar powered, that go into all these different countries around the world. And instead of the printed word, it's actually an audio Bible, because most of those folks over there, we figured out they can't read. So, printed Bibles don't do them a whole lot of good. So what we do is we do these audio Bibles, and these guys that they're almost indestructible. And so we buy those and we send those over there to share the gospel. And our division has been just unbelievably supportive of that. And we've been donating just thousands of dollars to see that happen. Same thing with Cast for Kids.
Let me ask you this: the Fishermen, the regionals for this coming year. Now the national finals is coming to Toledo Bend. That's from last year's tournament trail. So this year,
correct.
Where's the regionals going this year at the end of the season? Do you know those dates and where it's located?
It's going to be in October. It's always in October. We think it's going to be, I think it's the first week in October, and it's going to be on Sam Rayburn.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good deal. All right.
It's going to be on Sam Rayburn. So we're excited about that. I'm going to tell you something. Putting together a national championship for this area, I've literally been working on that for 2 or 3 years, trying to get that done. And I'm going to tell you, the SRA and the Sabine County stepped up huge.
Now you're going out of the new boat ramp, right?
Yes, sir. Sabine Town. Yes, sir.
So any of your tournaments on Toledo Bend and the national championship, y'all are all going out of the new boat ramp over in Palagacho.
That's correct. Sabine Town. That's what they're calling it, Sabine Town.
Yeah. Gotcha. Good. Okay. Now on that national championship, I'm glad. I hate that I did not get into this. There's no way I could have, but man, back in the day, I sure would have loved for that national championship to be there at Toledo Bend. When we was over there at Wheeler and Alabama and all them places we had to go, Daryl and I had to go fish and national championship fishers of men. Whew, man, I sure wish. Anyway, man, that's going to be a busy weekend on Toledo Bend. So the national championship is March 28th, the same weekend as the Poche tournament, which, you had to qualify for this. And so you won't have a lot. You're not on losing anglers, but there's going to be some people on the water that weekend. Right.
The 26th, the 27th, and 20th, it's a 3-day tournament. Mm-hmm. But the last day, which is the day that the Poche thing is going on, there's only going to be 20 of our teams that are competing in the finals.
Oh, okay. It won't be too bad.
But the rest, there's a redemption tournament too, but normally there's only a handful or so that hang around for that. We're hoping that some of our guys will actually go over and fish Poche.
I didn't think about that. We'll have to get
out of
Bert.
The country.
Yeah. Steve, we'll have to get with Bert, make sure he realizes that and make sure he comes over there and gets them a flyer.
That could actually help his tournament big time. So
I think Bert, we're going to try. Teddy's been talking with Bert, and I think we're going to try and talk Bert into coming to our first meeting, so that he can kind of share a little bit of that. And then, of course, ours is put out on Facebook Live. So hopefully the everybody I'm getting phone calls from all over the country right now from all of our anglers, our members, asking me questions about Toledo Bend. And Daryl Gleason put out a video on how to run Toledo Bend, and we actually have that incorporated into our website now.
Oh, good.
He talks about the buoys and things like that, so that these guys that are coming from out of state that have never been on Toledo Bend, they're going to have at least some basic knowledge of how to run that lake.
Right.
I understand. Better run the boat roads.
You better. You know, and hey, I'm going to tell you, I've been out there for a long time, you know, in and around, at least around the lake, and I had no idea the buoys were set up like they were, you know, about the Texas side and the Louisiana side and the crossways and all that. I didn't know all that. So it was very informational, and Daryl did a great job on that. Hey, while we're speaking of Daryl, let me just tell you something. Steve, I don't know if you know this, but Daryl Gleason held the record for the largest bass ever caught in the Fishers of Men tournament. It was caught on Toledo Bend. It was 1265, I think, wasn't it, Kevin?
Really?
Kevin ought to know because he was in the boat with me.
Now wait a minute. So see, now here we go back to Daryl getting all the praise on he caught it. I netted the biggest fish that is, you know, in Fishers of Men team category.
If it wasn't Kevin, he wouldn't have gotten the boat. I did not know that.
So,
Kevin, you never told me.
Yeah.
Like,
Now they lost that position last year.
Yeah.
Last year we had one of our guys caught I think almost a 13-pounder.
Wow.
So,
yep. Daryl texted me after the tournament was. Yep. Soon as that tournament weigh-in happened, I got a text from Daryl. He goes, "Well, we no longer hold the record for the biggest one." But yeah, no, I'll never forget that day because we had a decent bag. I had a 6-pounder that morning we caught on a trap, and then end of the day, it was the last it wasn't the last cast, but it was like we're looking at fin and feather, and we got a decent bag, and then we're just counting down minutes until we've got to go, you know, and Daryl hooks up, and next thing we know, this thing comes out of the water, and we net it, throw it in the bottom of the boat, and I throw a coal out, throw the life jackets on, and we run the way in. But yeah, I'll never forget that day. But
wow,
that was when we held it for a long time, because that was probably back in 12 maybe or 13, I think.
Oh
he
yeah,
caught that
yeah,
one.
it was yeah. Yep.
Sure was.
Sure
Fun
enough.
time.
It was fun. It was fun.
Yes, sir.
So,
fun time.
Yeah.
Mr. Polk, we appreciate
Yes,
you
sir.
coming on with us today, man. Can't say thank you enough. Looking forward to another great year with Fishers of Men. Again, hats off to you. You do an absolute wonderful job with this tournament trail, and what a great example you are as to what really tournament fishing should really be about. Instead of all the cheaters and everything else and rule breakers that goes on today, it's just, man, I tell you, it's Fishers of Men's a breath of fresh air, I think. So, but anyway, we're glad you're leading the charge.
Sure. And I appreciate that. And listen, I want y'all to know something. There is very few anglers that fish these two lakes that are not listening to your broadcast every week. And I appreciate what you're doing for this industry, for this recreational, great, wonderful, tournament environment that we have. You guys report on it so well, and you do such a great service to the fishing industry on these two lakes. And I appreciate you. Thank you so very, very much.
I got a good net man with Kevin. So.
He's a good one.
He's a good one. All right, man. Hey,
thank you, Mr. Dick. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for inviting me on. Thank you.
Okay. All right, man. Hey, that's a good. I like that dude, Kevin. He's a great guy, man. You couldn't ask for a better tournament director, a better person to lead those group of guys, man.
No, he does an awesome job. He always has. I got a lot of respect for Mr. Dick. I've known him for a long time. Like I said, he's been over there since about 2009, 2010, somewhere right there. And me and Daryl fished that circuit for a long time and fished several of the national championships. He great man. He does it for the right reasons. And he does it for the right reason. He will tell you that. Look, we're not out here. It's nonprofit. We're not out here for that. We are to get as many people possible coming to these things. So,
yep. great message and a great purpose with Fishers of Men. All right, we're going to take another quick break. Recognize a few of our sponsors. When we return, we've got lake levels, upcoming tournaments. Breaking news, just got a text. And for the BFL, you BFL guys, call all your buddies. Tune in, tell them to tune in to Tackle Talk. Got a big announcement coming up soon as we get back from the break. You're watching Tackle Talk Live. We'll be right back.
Good tea.
The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local fishing guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guide for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. 2 locations to serve you in both Nacogdoches and Bravos, Texas. Or give him a call at 936-205-4467.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome back to Tackle Talk Live. It's our final segment for today. This segment is presented by Lost Frontier Park at Toledo Bend. Under new management once again, Chase Collins and his family have taken this park back over again, going to try to bring it right back up to where they had it or before they sold it. And I'm so happy to see Chase take this back over because he really had it, Kevin, going in the right direction. And so thank you, Chase Collins and your family, for taking this park back over again and getting it back up to where it was.
Restaurants back open.
The restaurant's going to be back open pretty quick. We'll get more details. I'll try to call over there this week and see if they're back open yet.
I think they just opened it, Steve. They made a Facebook post.
They were working on floors over a week ago, and they were getting ready. So also, this segment's presented by Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Shimano, and Power Implements Marine, located right there in Iowa, Louisiana. Kevin, you say Tackle Talk Live when you walk in, what happens?
$500 off the purchase of any new or used boat, Steve, or you get $50 off your service ticket. So go over, check out our friends at Power Implements Marine. Let them know the guys from Tackle Talk Live sent you.
All right. Do we do the big announcement now? I guess we'll go ahead.
Breaking news.
Breaking news for all you guys. This is from Major League Fishing. It's the BFL tournament coming up this weekend on Toledo Bend. Due to extreme weather forecast for this weekend, we are postponing the Toledo Bend tournament. The event will now take place on Sunday, February 22nd, and will run as a back-to-back event with the tournament on Saturday, February 21st, and that will be on Toledo Bend. Thank you for your flexibility, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Sincerely, Michael Busey. And so he's the tournament director for the BFL and the Cowboy division. So, hey, there you go. All you guys looking to fish this weekend, you can take a deep breath and thank the Lord that you're not going to have to be on Toledo Bend in below freezing temperatures all day long with ice and sleet, hope possibly coming down. It'd be a long day is all I can tell you.
No, I mean, high of 31, rain. I would be very, very thankful.
Yes.
I think it's a good call. Good call by MLF and the tournament directors. I think it was a good call. And when you got another one come to Toledo Bend, you can just go back to back on those days. I know some people are probably not going to be glad of it. Some guys that really felt confident they could catch them, especially in the cold. I mean, look, Steve, when it gets that cold on Toledo Bend, of course, fish can't feel wind or rain. But, man, them big fish really, there's places on Toledo Bend that they really congregate at. And I know some guys probably was really excited about getting out on the water this weekend. But good call in my decision.
To me, here's the deal. It's not even the weather at the lake. It's the weather from North Texas, which is really where it's going to be bad. Those guys trying to get to Toledo Bend, it can be very dangerous. Ice on roads, frozen power lines, power outages, possibly. It could just be a bad situation for those guys coming from up north to get south. Now, your South Louisiana and South Texas guys, they may not have that big issue, but this is a call in the best interest of the tournament overall. And good job by Michael and the MLF staff there. So for doing that. All right,
Yep.
Kev, speaking of Fishers of Men, who we just had Mr. Dick Polk on, we've got some results from Northeast Texas. They were at Lake of the Pines this past weekend. And first place was River Lee and Cody Ross. They came in with 23-18. Aaron Fight and Ed Newman were second with 22-89. Third place was Scott Hoying and Keith Rose. They had 22-87. Fourth place, Jim Tutt. He's still wetting the hook, Kevin. Jim Tutt, former BASS pro. Jeff Wright, they finished Jeff Wright. They used to fish with they Gummit Converse, man. Lord. Anyway, I'll think of it in a minute. 20.10 pound. Glenn Freeman. Didn't Jeff used to fish with Glenn Freeman? Anyway, fifth place, Glenn Webb, Jordan Tipton, 20.06. Sixth place, Jacob Lang came by himself. He had 19.33. Good job by yourself. Seventh place, Shane Gibson, Devin Bowden, 18.67. Daniel Rowe, Arthur Johnson, 17.95. And let's see, the bonus bucks by the top three teams. Well, let's see, Big Bass for the event was Aaron Fight and Ed Newman. They had a 5.91 kicker. And that was from Lake of the Pines. And congratulations to all these guys. Good turnout. And so I'm sure they're looking forward to the next one.
Yep. Steve, the Shimano Tires announced this weekend or this past week payouts for this coming year, and wow, top five places are guaranteed. First place is a 2026 ZXL Phoenix boat, retailed at 62, right at 63,000, guaranteed. First place, don't matter how many people show up. Second place, $12,000. Third place, $7,000. Fourth place, $5,500. And fifth place is $4,500. Those top five are guaranteed, Steve.
Yes.
So
yeah, I'm telling you, Kevin, this may take him to another level. Randy he knocked it out of the park with this deal.
But how much more of another level can he go? I mean, he had already had the biggest tournament on Toledo Bend.
Yeah, just when you thought it couldn't get any bigger, look out. It just did. So, but again, and Randy's always being creative, and he's always trying to, just up the ante, and he does a great job. I love Randy. He represents the sport so well. And
he was one of the first ones, if not the first one in the country to do a non-forward face sonar, a big tournament.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
He was the first one to step on that one and say, hey, here's what we had him come on the show to talk about, Steve. But anyway, this tournament is Saturday, March 14th. So the two big tournaments in March on Toledo Bend, Saturday, March 14th, the Shimano Tire Children Miracle Network tournament, or Fishing for Kids tournament, Fishing for Kids, March 14th. March 28th is the Poche tournament. Both will go out of Cypress Bend. So.
Right. All right. Also, we want to congratulate two Louisiana guys. One of them is, both of them are good friends of the program. Justin Cooper, the MLF Bass Pro Tour over on Gunnersville, Alabama. Justin made the top 10. Congratulations. Anytime you make a top 10, it's a big deal. Justin came in 6th overall. Kobe Miller, who I actually interviewed last week on Hooking Up and Tracking Down. He came in 21st for a great finish at Gunnersville as well. Congratulations to both those guys. Nick LeBrun was, I think, in the 30s, if I remember right. I'm not sure if I'm right on that.
I think he was a little bit further down.
He might have been further down, but
Kobe Miller had a good finish.
Yeah, Kobe was 21st. Yeah, Kobe's one was 21st. And then but anyway, so congratulations to all you got. Drew Gill, Kevin, I'm telling you now. Now there was, I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Ott Defoe. Somebody went out with Drew for several days this past off season. Was it Brandon Polinick? I can't remember who it was, but they said they got in the boat with Drew Gill to learn how he works and they said they learned so much from this guy. They said, without a doubt, this dude is the #1 guy on forward facing sonar in the world. That he's got it figured out. He's got it. He's
on another level. He's on another level. There's no doubt about that.
51 pounds in the first period using it, and then he turned it off, and Now he had to hang on at the end. He won by 1.5 pounds, but he held on for the win.
He had him dialed in with the sonar. I think day one he had right at 50 pounds.
Yeah.
And didn't catch a fish period 2 or period 3. Now I'm not throwing out there that he can't. He can catch fish without him. He has proven that.
Oh yeah.
But at Gunnersville he was struggling without the sonar on. He'll be the first to tell you that. But was able to scrap up enough without the sonar on to pull away and win that event. So
also coming up this week is the BASS College Series. I met 2 young men from LSUS this past week, and they're headed for Lake Toho. They'll be on Toho this week. So we'll try to have you some results from that. How I'm sure Northwestern State's represented. Some of our local college kids will make sure we get information on that and let you know how all that went down. And then, all right. So, well, my last thing was, what will it take to win the BFL in Toledo? We ain't gonna worry about that now. So it doesn't matter. All right.
So we got nothing, really not much going on there. I think at Rayburn, there's a Texas Bass Nation youth event. I don't know if they're still having it or not. I haven't heard.
Yeah. I would think the youth tournament would be definitely.
I hope they're not fishing.
No.
So really, the only thing we got coming up the next weekend, the 31st, is Outlaw Team Series number 1. Steve, I think he's going to have a heck of a turnout. I really do.
I do too. And for the same reasons we talked about, no ABA anymore, no Bass Champs coming to the area. I just really think that's going to help Clint as well. Clint and Stacy doing a tremendous job anyway, and they always have a good turnout. But this could really help their numbers, I think.
Yep. So, no, I agree. So Fisher's Men first weekend of February 7th, correct, Steve? I believe it's February 7th, Toledo Bend. And again, they're going out of the new park.
Right.
So
now, I had heard yesterday it wasn't open yet. So I don't, maybe it'll be open by the time their tournament gets here.
It's supposed to. It's supposed to open up just right before it. I think they're kind of pushing to open it, make sure they open it for that tournament. So February 6th, Fishermen on Toledo Bend. Busy February. I know we got the Toyota Series in Rayburn. We got the Bass Open on Rayburn. Busy February. Very, very busy March, of course. So yeah, be excited going forward here, Steve. Gonna be cold this weekend. If you're out, bundle up. Get you some good gill suit on and get out there if you're going out. It's gonna be a brutal weekend.
No, what this is really a good weekend for, spend a little time with mama and have a good time by the fireplace right there, and or get in your boat and organize your tackle room, whatever you got to do. It could be a good weekend for that, and stay out of the cold weather. Take advantage of the time off and try to do a little organizational work and stuff like that. So, but here's a tip. I got a tip of the week this week. Fishing on those cold weather days. We've all been there, hate them. I mean, I can usually put enough clothes on to stay warm, but when you got sleet and rain and that kind of stuff factoring in, it can be a dangerous situation. Anglers must make sure they dress properly in order to not just stay warm, but stay dry. But what if you fall in the lake? That's happened to me before in an April tournament, early April one year. Early April water, I know on Red River, is cold.
Yeah.
So how quick can hypothermia set in? It really depends on the individual, but anglers must take precautions and be ready if this happens. This is what saved my life. That's why it's extremely important to have a complete change of clothes in your boat for such an emergency. I've got everything from underwear, top to bottom, extra clothes, good warm clothes I can put on. And I did that in that tournament that day. And actually it saved, I finished second on the river. If I'd have had to come off the water at 11 when I fell in, I would not have done as well in that tournament, but I changed clothes, put on, got dried off, and I was good to go. But this will not only save your fishing day, but it can also save your life. So make sure you got a change of clothes in your boat and just put them in a trash bag, wrap them up tight, put them in the front. Mine stay in the very front of the boat. And because you just never know when that day will come. And it's kind of like I've always said about motorcycle people. It ain't a matter of if you're going to have a wreck, it's when you're going to have a wreck. It kind of goes hand in hand. Well, same thing with a bass fisherman. It ain't a matter of if you're going to fall in the water, it's when you're going to fall in the water. So, especially now with so many guys with their head down and forward facing sonar, they're not looking out in front of them. And all of a sudden you run into a stump and you're gone.
I've done it. I've done it twice.
Yes. It's happened to all of us. Kevin, you got a Shimano product this week?
No, we're gonna hold off. I've got another new product, but I'm waiting for the release date on it. I want to reemphasize though, guys, if you have not got your hands on the new Shimano Celis rod, retails for $65. You're not going to find a better rod on the market in that price range than that Celis rod. It's got all the new Shimano updated technology that it can have for a $65 rod. But if you're looking for a rod in that price range, Celis, Sellus, you need to check out the new rod by Shimano.
All right, good deal, good deal. Kevin, you got anything else? That's all. I'm out.
No, I think we're good for the week. No BFL next weekend, so we'll have another guest on. We'll obviously start preparing for the Outlaw Team Series #1 the following weekend. So we'll probably have somebody on next week to talk about Rayburn, start breaking it down a little bit better, talk a little bit about the water conditions over there, and go from there. But no, this week, good, Steve. I'm glad Mr. Dick came on. I appreciate him coming on. They're doing big things over there, and excited for them.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. That wraps it up for today. We want to thank you for tuning us in. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify. Our Spotify numbers are off the chart. Or however way you listen to a podcast, if you'd like to become a member of our sponsorship team, and we're always open to new members, please message us on our Facebook page. Kevin will make sure he sends you out a good detailed packet explaining everything and what you get for most bang for your buck. For Kevin Jean, yours truly, Steve Graff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with more Tackle Talk Live.